It is harvest time in Appalachia. The gardens planted in the spring and tended through the hottest summer days are producing corn, beans, squash, tomatoes, peppers, potatoes, and so much more. Everything counts. And anything that can be canned, pickled, frozen, preserved, or stored will be put away for the cold days of winter. Harvest time has brought families together for many, many years here, and my mother talks about her Mama Laney coming to help them with the canning and preserving during this very season. Appalachian people are definitely known for being very self-sufficient, and what food security they had came from gardening, preserving, and hunting. Everyone who could had some kind of garden, and the art of preserving all that bounty has continued to be passed down for generations. Both my grandmothers canned on wood stoves in the heat of summer, but they gracefully went about the hard work to help feed their families however they could. I remember going with my brother and cousins to the fields to help my Mama Chandler pick beans in rows that just seemed to go on forever. As I look back now, I think about what wonderful summer days those were and how much I'd love and appreciate the opportunity to pick beans with my late Mama just one more time. These women took so much pride in their work, from how they broke their beans to different flavors of jams and jellies, each taking the time to make their food look as good as it tasted. There is such beauty in jars of beautifully preserved food lined up cooling on the counter, sauerkraut fermenting in an old crock, and baskets of potatoes and apples ready to be stored in the root cellar. It is definitely an art, and one that Appalachian women have mastered. There is something incredibly satisfying about eating food that you've planted, tended, and preserved, and yes, it is hard work. But it is also calming and peaceful to just sit on the porch breaking beans and think about the women who came before me. I am so blessed to have my mother next door, and I'm constantly calling and asking her things because her wisdom is vast, and she has more knowledge about all things canning than any book. And that really is the essence of what this culture of food preservation means and how deep it runs through Appalachia. It's a rich culture that is passed down from generation to generation, and I could not be more thankful to have that heritage in my family. I wanted to share some little snippets of some of this work that we have been doing, and you will hear my mother later in the video talking about cutting off corn, and you will see how very precisely she approaches this task, and the reward is the best creamed corn ever.
Every year under running water. And then I get these things that Mel made me, many of those back when I was teaching clothing construction and dress design, and we used them for seam rippers. They're wonderful. They're wonderful.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And I've had this one in the kitchen for many years, and I go back, and if there's some silks that I can't get out, I can push them out with this, which I do quite often. See, there's some. And I still will have silks in my corn, and especially in the Silver Queen. It is not a triple sweet. It's a sweet corn, the sweetest that you can. Oh, it makes the best cream style corn in the world. And it has, and I don't like any of it. Just this. Now then, when I get through with it, I look closely at it and check to see if I see any silks that are embedded in it. Right here's some, you can just barely see them. And I take this and I sort of pull them out. that. See that? And get rid of them because I really don't want them in my corn. See, here's some that's still on there. I think we did pretty good on that one. Some of them don't have. When I was a girl, they taught us to take just a real little bit, just skim off the top of 2 rows. I don't know where they got the 2 rows, but it still works. Now, when I'm cutting it off with my corn cutter, it has a knife on one side and then the scrape right behind it. So, and I have it adjusted where it does it real thin. So there's another
Silk.
Another silk. And it gets on everything. So these are nice ears. And when I get this cut off, oh, it makes the best. You see, it's going real thin. You don't want whole kernels, and people try to put whole kernels in their cream style. Now watch this. See, that's the good gravy going in there that makes it the cream style. And I'll show you the knife that I inherited. I bet I've cut 1,000,000 ears with this knife. You can see that hole up in it. And I'd sure like to have another one just like it. And for an old person, a wooden handle is just the best to hold. But I've sure used that knife on everything.
A little sweet treat is always something to look forward to after the hard work of the harvest, and I wanted to make the Hummingbird Cake for our anniversary from a cookbook my Mama Chandler gave me years ago. This is a favorite cookbook of mine and one I use a lot, especially for special cakes. I'm not actually a person who just enjoys cooking and puttering around in the kitchen, but making food for my family is a labor of love. Whether it's homemade bread, a special cake, fried apples, sausage, and eggs for breakfast, or one of my own recipes they request for a birthday or special occasion. I hope my children will have fond memories of favorite dishes I made for them, and I also hope someday they will carry on these traditions that mean so much to me. love this quote from Edith Schaefer from The Hidden Art of Homemaking. Food cannot take care of spiritual, psychological, and emotional problems, but the feeling of being loved and cared for, the actual comfort of the beauty and flavor of food, the increase of blood sugar, and physical well-being help one to go on during the next hours better equipped to meet the problems. Whatever you do, do it with love, with joy, and with purpose.